Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Happy New Year. And I thank you for all your friendship and cooperation and your hard work during last 1 year. We have seen epic flows of refugees and internally displaced people. As we enter 2016, the world needs to aim for a new global compact on human mobility, demonizing and scapegoating these people based on their religion, ethnicity, or country of origin has no place in the 21st century. The level of 1 decade ago. The international community has actively re-engaged in pushing for a political settlement. The International Syria Support Group will meet in New York on Friday, December 18, followed by a meeting of the Security Council. Syria is an open sore on the Middle East and the wider world. We are pressing for a nationwide ceasefire and for the start of negotiations in January on a political transition, and we must not relent. And legislative elections at the end of this month.
Can you answer the question on Iran?
Second question.
Thank you, Secretary General. Sherwin Brightsby, South African Broadcasting.
General, and your legacy is going to be connected somehow.
It's up to the Syrian people who should make a decision about the future of President Assad. But at the same time, I also believe that it is unacceptable that the whole this Syrian crisis and solution to this crisis has to be depending upon just a question of fate of one man. That's not acceptable. But that's why people have been discussing this matter all the times. But I leave it to the parties concerned to discuss this matter again in parallel, try to finding out political space as well as delivering humanitarian assistance. In the course of transition, there may be some countries are now expressing there's some nuanced positions that there may be some role or need for President Assad to stay just a limited month, but that will have to be decided later on.
Thank you. Ali?
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Secretary, is it working?
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Secretary General.
The continuing Syrian crisis during last 5 years has created a lot of troubles and unexpected issues.
As soon as possible, a short time ago, about the ceasefire and about the face-to-face.
Newly appointed High Commissioner to convene a high-level meeting to discuss on resettlement plus. Then in May, we have World Humanitarian Summit meeting in Istanbul, in Turkey. On the margins, I think we can also discuss this matter as a part of this humanitarian support. Then in September, we are going to have this a summit meeting on migration issues.
Will you address, first of all, rumors?
Iftikhar. Thank you, Stefan. And Mr.
This countering terrorism and extremism has surfaced and emerged as one of the top most serious issues which we have to deal with. In that regard, I really appreciate many countries participating in coalitions, and their contribution is very important. At the same time, I have been asking them to observe strictly the international humanitarian and international human rights laws to protect, not to harm civilian casualties.
In Saudi Arabia, what's your view?
we have not seen much progress, even deterioration of the situation in the Middle East. As you may remember, I was in the region during October to discuss this matter with the Israelis and Palestinian leaders. It's important that even though this situation might be very much challenging, the leaders should show their high level of commitment and ambition, even political ambition, to address all these pending issues. I think 6-7 decade long issues to bring some, at least a small sense of hope to people who have been suffering. And when it comes to settlement, I have been repeatedly, consistently made the United Nations position that it is illegal in accordance with international law.